Link up with our Solomon Seranja, who joins us live from Kampala. Solomon, if you can hear me, good morning. Talk to us about what this takeover of the Crane Bank's management means for especially the clients of the bank, because I understand many of them must be rushing to the banks to withdraw their money by now.
Well, Michelle, it's a chilly morning here in the capital, Kampala, but rather a very cold one for the staff and management of Crane Bank Uganda, after the Bank of Uganda said that it was undercapitalized and therefore central bank will take over. It's, of course, a rush hour for the customers across the country now. Crane Bank is the third largest bank in Uganda with more than 60 branches across the country. And so we're likely to see many more customers going to the different ATMs and to the different bank branches to get their money. But what this means, the statutory management takeover of Crane Bank by Central Bank means that the board of directors has been dissolved and therefore cannot make any other orders. The management has also been dissolved. It means the Central Bank will run it for a while. Now, the problem is the Central Bank said that their capital was significantly low considering they only had 1.1 trillion shillings with the Central Bank, which was below the minimum required standards. But again, what that means, Michelle, is that the Central Bank will run this bank for quite a while, and then later on, who knows, maybe it could go into receivership where it is all its assets and liabilities are given to another bank, or it could actually bounce back and be managed properly so that the interests of the depositors are taken care of. It's one of the big stories here in Kampala, Michelle. And again, the Crane Bank proprietor and the owner of it, Sudiru Pareya, who is one of the richest people in the world, also on the list of Forbes' richest men in the world, has kept quiet, has not come out to make any statement about the takeover of the bank, Michelle.
Right, and Solomon, of course, you mentioned this is a big story in Uganda. Crane Bank has about 46 branches in Uganda, but it also has two subsidiaries in Rwanda, both of which are in Kigali. Will this takeover affect, in your view, will it affect the operations of Crane Bank in Rwanda?
Well, Crane Bank in Rwanda, I think, is run under a different management altogether, and it's answerable to the Central Bank of Rwanda. But so the decisions that have been made by the Central Bank of Uganda may not necessarily affect the running of Crane Bank Rwanda, because it answers to the Rwanda's Central Bank. But back home here, it means that Bank of Uganda is going to be monitoring and managing it closely so that the interests of the depositors here are taken care of. But let me just bring in some analysis here, Michelle. This is not the first bank that has gone through it. I mean, we had the National Bank of Commerce going through the same experience. We also had Global Trust Bank, which was put under receivership by the Central Bank, and its assets and liabilities given to DFCU Bank in Uganda. I remember the rush hour of the different clients going to the bank to withdraw their money, and bad news that they had to go to the DFCU to pick their monies there. But so the Central Bank yesterday came out and said that this issue was noticed in 2015, and they advised the Crane Bank to settle its capital issues, but they gave them a deaf ear, and therefore Central Bank had to come in. But let's look at the bigger picture, Michelle, here. The reason is that Crane Bank does not have liquid cash. They don't have money. Now, the challenge has been that Crane Bank has been managing another branch of it in terms of assets building, because then the Sudiru Pareya, who owns it here, has been investing largely in constructing huge buildings in the capital, Kampala, including arcades, including commercial buildings. In other words, they accuse him that he has been using the liquid cash from Crane Bank and investing into assets, and therefore right now the bank doesn't have liquid cash. And so what are the available options for Crane Bank here? There are two options. One, that the central bank can bail it out so that they can be able to balance their balance sheet and be able to bounce back. But even then, most importantly, is that it will be put on market. There are already discussions that Crane Bank is likely to be bought, especially the more than 50% shares that Sudiru Pareya has. So we're likely to see another new player coming to take over Crane Bank bank's assets and liabilities, most likely at a lower value, considering it being put under statutory management. Michelle.